Welcome to the Mr. Rogers Homes Living in Arizona YouTube channel. I can't believe this is the last Phoenix Metro real estate market update for 2025. And boy, it's a good one. Make sure you stick around to the end. I'm also going to include a bonus for you, semi-sorta housing related, but I know you're going to enjoy it. Jennifer, take it away.
New listings. In November, there were 6,505. The previous month was 8,972. And last year, this time was 6,686. Must be the holidays.
I agree, Jennifer. This time of year, every year, it seems that new listings take a bit of a dive. People have other things on their mind. Not me. I live, breathe, and sleep real estate. However, people were preparing for Thanksgiving. Now they're getting ready for the holidays, shopping, decorating their houses. You know, all the things that make us smile. That's probably why putting their house up for sale is not top priority right now. But as soon as that new year comes around, bada bing, here we go. Please click subscribe, like, leave us a comment. That truly helps this channel grow.
Active listings. In November, there were 24,774. The previous month, 25,710. And last year, this time was 21,398.
Active listings were about the same from last month, up slightly, 3,400 from last year. No reason for concern, typically happens this time of year. Oh, by an anonymous request, they'd like to see me just go with the flow. Less editing, more Sean just babbling away. So you know what? It's the last Phoenix market update of 2025. Why not? But I am going to find out who put that request in. Of course, if it works out in our favor, bonus their way. If it doesn't, we're going to have to talk. Hey Jen, what's your favorite holiday movie?
Well, I'd say Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is one.
That's a great one.
And then I like the cartoon, I like the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer cartoon.
That's a classic. Hey everyone, what's one of your favorite holiday movies? Leave it in the comments. You know the drill.
Closed listings. In November, there were 6,307. The previous month, 5,885. And last year this time, 4,879.
Closed listings, one of my favorite statistics to talk about. You can see we're up from last month, but up big time from last year, and that's a good thing. Well, it's a good thing if sellers like their houses being sold and buyers like to find their home of their dreams, which last month you can see we did a decent amount of. So that's good news. You know, when it comes to real estate, and this is one of those things, and I'll go off topic a little bit here, you never can say it's one size fits all. People want to time the market, whether it's interest rates or prices, but many times it's a life choice, maybe a new job, they're starting a new school. Maybe it's health reasons why they went in or out of this kind of weather or that kind of weather. So my point being is you can do your best to follow statistics, facts, and figures like we put on this channel. But really what you want to do is formulate a game plan and a custom one for you, because that's what it's all about. Some people are upsizing, downsizing. Again, the list is endless of why make a move, but what isn't endless is the reasons that they would want to make a move. There's going to be a finite list for each person of why it's a good time or maybe not so good time to put their house up for sale or to purchase a property. Again, a lot of people are relocating. Snowbirds come here and find out that this, being Arizona, the Valley of the Sun, is exactly where they want to be, and others don't like it. I guess my point being, and I am trying to stick on point, is that it's great when listings are up for sale and closed, but there's no reason for most people to have to be nervous about when the best time to move based on what we're giving data on, because it really comes down to what's best for you and your family. Download the Mr. Rogers Homes app or reach out directly. Your oasis awaits. That was our new ad for the Mr. Rogers Home Search app, which is on Apple and Android. It's free, it's accurate, it's private. Best of all, we don't sell your personal information. Go ahead, download it. Oh, in the bottom right-hand corner, under the word More, obtain your free buyers, sellers, and or relocation guide. Enjoy!
Here's the crowd favorite, average sales price. Last month, it was $592,458. The previous month, slightly higher at $593,627. And if you would have bought last year this time, you would have saved yourself about $15,000. It was $577,737.
You're spot on there, Jennifer. Both buyers and sellers focus on average sales price like a laser, and they should. Price is a pretty big part when you're buying and or selling a property. In every video, I kind of say that buyers want one thing to happen, and that would be prices to go down, and sellers want the polar opposite, prices to go up. But I also say, yeah, I guess that works out, that when a buyer is going to purchase a property, they want that price again to go down. But as soon as they close or they have the keys and now it's their house, you know what they want? They want that value to start going up. And of course, the opposite could be said for sellers. When their house is for sale, they want to make sure they get top dollar. But if a seller is also a buyer, what they like, and I guess by magic, as soon as their house sells and they get top dollar for it, God bless them, they're hoping that the market tanks and they're going to purchase a property for a lower market value across the board, which I guess it works out sometimes. But what I always tell people is what we have to also consider, and I just said it in the last segment, is it's not one size fits all. Many times if you're upsizing versus downsizing, or you have more equity than less equity, you have to make sure that we run numbers to see what best fits you. And sometimes a lot of the numbers that go into the magic calculator and gives you the results aren't going to be in your favor. So staying put is the better move. And many times it's how fast can we get that for sale sign up in our front yard. And trust me, I can do it pretty quick.
Sold to list ratio. Again, if it's 100%, that means the seller got their asking price, their full asking price. Last month, it was 97.43%. The previous month, 97.28%. And last year, it was 97.9%. So it's holding pretty steady at about 97%.
Thank you, Jennifer, my loving wife, for not only giving us the statistics for sold to list ratio, but also explaining it. Great job. While I'm handing out thank yous, what a perfect opportunity for me to thank everybody. My number one mom, sister, friends and family, the Mr. Rogers Homes team, West USA, staff. I mean, the list goes on and on. So if I forgot you, I didn't do it on purpose. I'm just really from the bottom of my heart wanted to thank everybody that's helped me and help us become one of the top real estate teams in Arizona. I won't let you down. I'm here if you need me. So let's continue with these facts and figures, because some of you might want to make a move before the end of the year, and I'm pretty sure we can make that happen.
Monthly supply of inventory. In November, it was 3.9. The previous month, 4.4, and last year this time, 4.4. Sean, can you explain this to us?
Again, thank you, Jennifer, and of course I can explain it. I always say a healthy amount of inventory is somewhere between 2 months low, 4 months high, 3 months mean average. So you can see that we just went under that 4 months of inventory, which is a good thing. The last couple of months and last year, we were over that 4 month mark. Again, that's not something to be terribly afraid of if we're just over that number or just under that number. But when you're in that sweet spot where we are now, it's a good indicator that inventory is about where it should be. Prices have been holding their own, and there's a steady flow of houses being put on the market and being taken off the market. Now, again, as we went over these numbers earlier, you can see that there's more active listings being added to the market than there are, or I should say, new listings being added to the market, which creates active listings when they're not sold yet, as compared to the amount of properties that are being sold. But in the big picture, that number is holding exactly where we want it to be. So if everything holds true, and let's hope that for the sake of things being cheaper, or whatever people need, their food and their gas and utilities, and interest rates hold or go down a bit, what I see happening in 2026 is more of that inventory being gobbled up and more sellers putting their houses on the market. And then hopefully many more buyers will come and take advantage of the things that make them, well, want to buy property. And if that happens, we're good. Either way, buyers, sellers, right now, there is no reason to panic. But if you are thinking about making your move, you definitely want to talk to a professional again to create a game plan that's going to work for you, because the numbers don't lie. And here they are telling you where we are and where we're going to be. And more importantly, where we've been. When all that comes together, that's where you're going to make your best moves. Pardon the pun.
Up next, listing success rate. If it's 100%, that means the homes are flying off the shelves, which they unfortunately are not. In November, it was 66.2%. The previous month, 67.7%. And last year, this time, 64.2%. So basically, for easy math, it's 2 out of every 3 homes are actually closing. So 1 is not.
Thanks, Jen. You did it again. You gave us the facts and figures for listing success rate, as well as explained it to us. Here's the thing. Glass half full, 2 out of 3 of the properties on the market are selling. But it's not like if there was 3 houses on the block, 2 sold and the next one didn't. Many times it comes down to what people are actually looking for. What's the hotter commodity right now? I don't want to date myself, but what's the tickle me Elmo in the real estate world per se? If you remembered it, well, you'll get it. If you don't, well, ask me. I'll explain it to you. But my point being is sometimes people want condos. Sometimes they want HOAs. Sometimes they want this location, that subdivision. So it's not always out of 3 houses, those 2 are going to sell. That one isn't. It many times comes down to location, as we know, price, style, shape. And that all ties into why 2 out of 3 houses are selling. So I guess what I'm trying to say is sometimes there's areas where as soon as the property goes on the market, there's a under contract, pending, and then sold signs on said properties. And then there's other properties that go up on the market and they're still on the market. It's not always price. Sometimes it's timing. And again, location. There's just a lot of things that weigh into it. But my point being is that if you just take the raw numbers for the Phoenix metro area, yes, the listing success rate is around 66%. And that number would tell us that 2 out of 3 properties that are going on the market will sell.
Average days on market. In November, it was 84. The previous month was 86. And last year this time, it was 71. So just be prepared for possibly being on the market for at least 3 months. Maybe less, maybe more.
Last but not least, we're talking about the Phoenix Metro real estate facts and figures now. I still owe you that bonus, and it's forthcoming. Days on market, you can see we're about the same as last month and up a couple of days from last year. That's fine. In the last video, I actually explained what days on market was, and we had a decent amount of comments saying, hey, that's good information. We wouldn't have known that. So let me go over it as quick as I possibly can. Days on market reflects how long it takes for a property to go under contract once it goes for sale. So if we're using the 84 days that are currently displayed as days on market, if your house went up for sale today, you would expect a contract roughly 84 days from now, not the property to be sold. That's a different story. There still has to be steps involved, which are usually appraisals, inspections, and it can go back and forth, it being the contract and negotiations. But typically, days on market is not how long it takes a property to get sold, where a buyer gets their home of their dreams and a seller puts money in their piggy bank. It's how long a property takes to go under contract once it's listed for sale. The Mr. Rogers Homes team wants to wish you
a Merry Christmas,
Happy Hanukkah,
and Happy Kwanzaa.
What about Festivus?
I don't think that's a real legit holiday.
It was on Seinfeld.
Oh, and have a happy and safe New Year.
Ooh, good catch, Jen. Well, that's that. Thank you for watching the last Mr. Rogers Homes Living in Arizona Phoenix Metro Real Estate Market update in 2025. As promised, here comes your bonus, which, whether you're living in the Valley of the Sun or visiting, I thought you would enjoy 10 of the best places to view holiday lights. 5 in the East Valley and 5 in the West Valley. Have fun. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you watch this one. Until next time, take care. God bless America. I'll talk to you soon.